Not far from the Mexico border lies a high-security prison that holds some of the most dangerous people in the country. In this barren area of southern Arizona sits USP Tucson. What do you know about this federal prison and the dangerous people it holds? Let's take a look. Located 10 miles south of Tucson, a fairly large city with a population of over 500,000, the city was settled by the Spanish in 1775. It was built on a land feature called an alluvial plain, which is a large flat landform created by the deposit of sediment by ancient rivers. Planning for our new high-security prison began in 2001, and construction would be completed in 2005 at a cost of $100 million. The property expands over 640 acres. USP Tucson and USP Terre Haute have the same design, with 6 housing units holding approximately 125 inmates per unit. There is also a nearby satellite prison camp for minimum security prisons that help provide labor for day-to-day operations. That facility holds 102 inmates, while the high-security facility holds 1,260. The prison officially opened on February 5, 2007. There was a shortage of prison officers across the country, worsening the situation with its opening. Locals also complained that the prison added to the already bad traffic in the area. USP Tucson is one of the few federal facilities that offers sex offender management. Many of the high-level sex offenders are sent to this facility, with a much larger proportion than other prisons. The program helps to rehabilitate offenders convicted of sex crimes by helping them to manage their behaviors. One of the men accused of a heinous sex crime is Keith Rainier, leader of the cult NXIVM. Rainier was convicted of numerous crimes, including racketeering, human trafficking, sex offenses, and fraud. In 2019, he was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to 120 years in prison. While at USP Tucson, Rainier has claimed that he has been assaulted by other inmates and denied access to medical care. The attacker, Maurice Withers, assaulted Rainier in the mess hall of the facility. Withers is serving an 18-year sentence for human trafficking. USP Tucson has housed several other notable inmates in the past. Ross Ulbricht, the founder of the Silk Road, a dark website used to anonymously sell and buy drugs, is housed at the facility. He is serving 2 life sentences due to convictions for drug distribution and other financial crimes. All of Ulbricht's appeals have been denied, and it looks like he will never be leaving this facility. Another notable inmate was Duke Cunningham. He was a former congressman convicted of accepting bribes for federal contracts. While at the prison, Cunningham reportedly worked with other inmates to help them obtain their GED. He received a conditional pardon by President Trump in 2021. In the last 2 years, the local news has reported 2 murders at the facility. In November 2021, Stephen Keating was killed at the facility. He had been incarcerated at the facility since 2013. Keating was serving an 110-year sentence for sex offenses involving children. ICE had investigated Keating after receiving a tip from Danish police. The other death, Austin Carlin, was pronounced dead on April 16, 2022. Carlin was serving a 262-month sentence for human trafficking. The case made national news after Carlin was arrested for abducting a child from her home. It became federal when he took her across state lines. In 2009, 2 large fights took place at the facility, causing it to go on lockdown. One inmate was stabbed using a shank. 3 offenders were transported to a local hospital. Following the incident, one inmate, Joseph Nichols, was sentenced to 33 months for possessing a concealed plastic shank. He made the weapon out of a plastic chair. Nichols is currently housed at FCI Victorville. Hopefully now you know a bit more about USP Tucson. This facility may not get as much attention as other high-security facilities, but it still holds some of the most dangerous people in the country. If you enjoy my content, like and subscribe. As always, see you next time.